It was intended to be a normal reunion taping, just another occasion for cast members to thrash out old grudges. But what transpired next has viewers reeling in astonishment murmurs about a hidden argument. Ericamena and Mendeecees Harris had been churning for weeks, but nobody expected it to explode into the most horrific battle in love and hip-hop history. Insiders said emotions ran high. Imagine Erica's astonished look as an off-camera discussion got dangerously hot, culminating in an alleged onslaught so fierce that security hurried to interfere. Mendeecees advanced, his hand clenched, passion lighting in his eyes. Rumors claimed she backed into a corner screaming for calm, only to be met with a barrage of angry blows. The family was left divided. Defend Mendeecees as a man pushed to his edge, while others denounced the attack as reprehensible, with fans' loyalties torn between two adored stars. But was this terrible scene an unintentional accident of unbridled emotion, or a deliberate ploy for ratings? Tonight we go into every twist and round of the controversy that set the reality world ablaze. Keep tuned, because the limits between love, loyalty, and violence have never been more muddled. Long before the cameras began rolling, whispers spread of a furious confrontation brewing between Ericamena and Mendeecees Harris, two of love and hip-hop's most explosive personalities, fans suspected, about late-night texts and half-heard phone calls, but nobody anticipated the pyrotechnics to ignite on set as the crew hurried to prepare for the reunion taping. Erica paced in her trailer, clutching an iced tea with trembling palms, her mind running over every previous contact with Mendeecees earlier that day. A heated dispute over seating arrangements had set the tone. Erica came late after a wardrobe fitting, only to discover Mendeecees already seated in the front row, smirking as if daring her to claim her space. She flashed him a look, voice low but furious. "Why are you here so early? This was my place." He shrugged, carelessly reclining back. "I go where I want Erica. It's not your set alone. That tiny spark missed by others would ignite a powder keg later." Erica addressed Mendeecees. Behind-the-scenes voices rose minutes before the reunion aired, accusing him of harming her image by leaking information to reporters. "You informed TMZ that you made me look like a joke." She spat, swinging her arms, pushed his lips into a narrow line, jaw tensed. "I didn't leak anything," he said calmly. "If you'd quit lying about me, maybe no one would." According to speculations, their producer intervened to keep things quiet. But the damage had already been done, as emotions were spilled fresh and unfiltered. As the reunion taping began, anxiety simmered beneath the surface. Erica sat tightly, fanning herself with a cue card, eyes darting to Mendeecees every few seconds. He avoided her sight by scrolling on his phone, but the space between them felt electric. The host tried to steer the conversation to lighter topics such as fashion and upcoming projects, but every question. When asked about her new single, Erica's voice trembled and Mendeecees gave a curt nod, eliciting murmurs from the audience that something was wrong. During a quick set change, Erica stormed off stage and found Mendeecees near the makeup trailer. She grabbed his arm roughly, using a harsh whisper. "He couldn't ignore you. Think you're clever. Right, planting those stories making me look bad. Tell me it wasn't you." Mendeecees jerked his arm free, nearly toppling a light stand. "Erica, back off," he warned, voice low and dangerous. "Don't touch me," his tone sliced through the air, and for a moment she froze, terrified by the unexpected aggression in his eyes. No one in that cramped corridor anticipated what happened next. In a blur of movement, Mendeecees shoved Erica against the wall, palm pressing into her shoulder with enough force to leave a mark. Her breath hitched, and for an instant the metallic clang of equipment and the distant hum of the crew all faded as Erica's wide eyes met his. "You promised me respect," she exclaimed. "You swore this wouldn't be a fight." But Mendeecees' face remained hardened. The slap landed on Erica's cheek with a thunderous smack that echoed off the walls and every crew member within 50 feet. Erica staggered, hand flying to her face, tears threatening to spill. Mendeecees stood over, her chest heaving, voice raw. "You pushed me too far." Shock rippled through the nearby staff, assistants, stylists, makeup artists, none daring to intervene, fearing his unpredictable rage. The reunion was forgotten, replaced by this violent. As Erica sank to the floor, cradling her stinging cheek, Mendeecees' fury gave way to confusion and regret. He knelt beside her, voice choked. "I didn't mean it." But his words fell flat against the havoc he had produced. Security personnel eventually came into the hallway, forcing him back as Erica shrank backward, sobbing, ripping her body. One guard guided Erica toward a chair, giving tissues and a tenuous assurance of protection. Another seized Mendy's arm and led him away in handcuffs, the metal cuffs shining under the bright corridor lights. Word of the argument traveled across the studio like wildfire. Cast members gaped in fear. Some sought to calm Erica, others turned away in astonishment, determined to speak her side when the moment was right. The human cost of sensational violence lay exposed beneath the spectacle. And here, as day one of the repercussions closed, the tale stood at crossroads. Would reconciliation ever be possible? Could a terrible attack by one of love and hip-hop stars be forgiven or forgotten? The path forward remained, with every ally and opponent watching, waiting, and ready to pounce on the next twist. The saga was only beginning, and part 2 would plunge further into the emotional carnage. Startling disclosures to come. Would reconciliation ever be conceivable after a moment so horrific in the hours following that harrowing day? Ericamena fled to a private healing suite at a local hospital where friends and family gathered to keep vigil. Mendeecees Harris was discreetly released, on bond, and told to remain under close supervision. Between hospital rooms and legal discussions, the two erstwhile allies found themselves experiencing separate but inexorably intertwined nightmares. Erica's cheek remained sore and red inside the hospital room, a continual reminder of the slap audible throughout the reality television world. Her mother refused to leave her side, sending rounds of text messages to producers seeking transparency and safety for her baby. Erica's phone buzzed ceaselessly with supporting hashtags, but also with vicious jabs from trolls doubting her choices. Did you expect this one message to read? "Love and hip-hop will ruin you." Tears swelled in her eyes as she typed rapidly, banning and reporting each abusive comment. She informed her mother, voice trembling, "I need to go out of here. I need my space across town." Mendeecees, sitting in a small, sparsely furnished apartment rented by his legal team, he glanced at the ring he wore, the same ring Erica had liked only days before, remembering her laughing as she tried it on. Suddenly, the ring felt like a noose. Except for the occasional email notice, bail reminder, press inquiry, and threats from followers seeking his downfall. He eventually took up the phone and dialed his best friend. I messed up badly," he whispered. His shoulders slumped. "I was angry, hurt, and lost control." His friend advised him to seek counseling and confess publicly, but Mendeecees hesitated. Pride and guilt wared within him. While the network's crisis squad assembled in a conference room hidden behind closed doors, lawyers, publicists, and executives confronted solar screens packed with social media stats and sponsor memoranda. "We can't afford to lose our franchise, but we also can't overlook how we failed to protect our talent." They argued. A public apology video starring both stars, some urged for a joint statement to show unity, but others warned that forcing a reconciliation would come across as phony and further fuel the uproar outside the studio lot. A tabloid reporter overheard a studio insider say Mendeecees had promised Erica a private settlement money confidentiality contract, a pledge to never discuss anything publicly. Allegations circulated online within minutes, prompting speculation that Erica's silence might have been bought. Supporters termed it a betrayal, accusing her of selling out the truth. Critics responded that she was merely protecting her future and her children's opinions within Erica's tight circle. One close friend persuaded her to seek criminal charges, stressing that only by taking a stand could she compel Mendeecees to face the consequences. Erica's buddy advised that an amicable conclusion, an apology, a settlement, or treatment together would provide a more respectable road forward. Listening to them, both split between fury and empathy, she jotted notes in a spiral notebook. Should I press charges? What do I want? What would help me heal? The dilemmas swirled in her thoughts like storm clouds. Fans on message boards selected sides with ferocious fury. On one thread dubbed J, Justice for Erica, supporters shared side-by-side photographs, her laughing and then crying, stating the difference demonstrated her sincerity. Another post, Jock You're Forgiven D's, stated that love stories on the show had always thrived on redemption storylines. and men deserved a shot at redemption as well. Moderators fought to keep debates calm, but often failed as insults piled up, and rumors increased. Someone shared a clip of a purported video depicting Mendeecees apologizing. However, no one could authenticate its origin. Back at the hospital, Erica spoke with the network's head of talent relations. They sat in a small conference room with windows tinted to prevent visibility. She folded her hands across her lap. Voice, steady but firm, I need confirmation that I'm safe. I can't return to set until I know protocols are in place. The executive instantly nodded, pledging enhanced security measures, zero tolerance for violence, and required counseling for all cast. Erica pressed further. And what about Mendeecees? Will he come back at all? The answer hung uncomfortably in the air that's under legal evaluation. Meanwhile, Mendeecees' legal team worked throughout the clock to arrange interviews with character witnesses, including a producer who claimed he heard Erica mock Mendeecees, calling him false and weak. The defense maintained that provocation had a part in that Mendeecees reacted in a period of intense emotional turmoil. Victims of domestic violence organizations were outraged by this portrayal and launched petitions to remove the show's morning counseling circles by fire cameras cleverly positioned to catch raw honesty. But even the most serene atmosphere could not guarantee authenticity. As the sun rose on the day of mediation, the world held its breath. Admirers tented around the retreat's entrance, some hoping to glimpse the initial interaction, some branding it another publicity scam. Hashtags like chew piece or profit trended. Insiders questioned whether any. The next chapter would influence not only Erica and Mendeecees' destinies, but the very borders of reality television itself. The tale had expanded much beyond a simple battle. It had become a mirror reflecting the audience's own role in ingesting scandal. In the days to come, spectators would determine whether to demand accountability or seek the next headline. But for now, the precarious balance between conflict and healing remained at the brink. Part 3 would show whether two people devastated by violence could find a route toward understanding, or whether the cycle of spectacle would claim another casualty. As the first light of morning crept through the thick woods surrounding the retreat center, Erica and Mendeecees discovered face to face. For the first time since that dramatic eruption, the air was crisp and silent, save for the distant tweeting of birds and the delicate rustle of wind through branches. Wooden seat placed purposefully beneath an ancient tree served as an odd meeting location for two stars whose bond had shattered in an explosion of rage and betrayal. Erica approached with deliberate feet, each echoing in the clearing. She wore a light gray hoodie and leggings, her hair pulled back in a loose bun, and her cheeks remained sensitive. The bruised nearly Mendeecees stood nearby, clad in a plain black tracksuit, hands pushed into his pockets, shoulders slumped for a time, simply looking with the weight of weeks pressing on them. Mendeecees was the first to break the stillness, his voice low, saying, "Erica, I'm so sorry." The words looked little against the expanse of the forest, yet they contained the tremor of true guilt. Erica collapsed upon the bench, eyes were fixated on her folded fists. "Sorry doesn't erase what happened," she mumbled. "You crossed a line. I never believed you would." Her voice quivered as she forced herself to continue. "You damaged my trust and you almost crushed me." He listened, head lowered. Watching her struggle back tears after a long silence, Mendeecees lifted his gaze, voice tight. "I was angry, hurt, and I can't take back what I did. But I can commit to spend every day making it right." He stretched cautiously toward her palm, which was open. Erica glanced at his hand, her heart hammering. The cameras stationed discreetly at a distance captured every heartbeat in pictures too intimate for broadcast without consent. Behind them, a calm voice instructed, "Remember that this session is about listening and healing." The mediator, a seasoned counselor, stood off to the side, clipboard in hand, wore earth-toned attire as if to blend in with nature, her demeanor serene and reassuring. "Mendeecees, can you tell Erica what you felt right before you lost control?" she asked. Mendeecees' shoulders rising. "I felt betrayed." He acknowledged. "I thought you were hiding things from me. Secrets about the baby's father, your loyalty." His glance pulled away, pained. "And when the rumors started, I felt exposed, humiliated, and I let my pride overcome my love for you. At each confession, Erica's expression softened, but she remained guarded. When it was Erica's turn, the counselor kindly asked, "Erica, could you tell me what happened after the slap?" Erica exhaled a shuddering breath. "I felt small," she said. "I felt dread, shame, and uncertainty. I asked myself, why is this happening to me? And I couldn't answer for days. I cried till my pillow was wet, wondering whether I ever knew him at all. I wanted answers, not apologies," she said, her voice cracking. Quiet settled over the clearing. Even the birds seemed to pause. The counselor nodded and turned the emphasis. "Now let's investigate what each of you needs from the other." She turned to Mendeecees. "What can you offer Erica to help rebuild?" "Trust," he stared at her, voice steady despite his emotion. "I will go to anger management classes. I will participate in coop therapy with you. I will respect your physical and emotional limits. And I will never touch you again in anger." Erica heard his pledge and considered, looking at the bruise on her cheek, stared into his earnest eyes. "I need honesty," she continued. "I need you to answer my questions no matter how hard they are. I need to know why you lied about reputation, why you fed rumors to tabloids. I need to know the truth totally." And without excuses, her comments were stern. Each one a barrier set in stone. "I'll tell you everything, no matter how ugly it is. No more secrets." He wiped his eyes, his voice rough. "And I'll keep visiting my therapist." As the mediation progressed, unexpected information occurred. Mendeecees admitted that a leak intervened to diffuse the misunderstanding, and subsequently debriefed about the importance of feeling comfortable in public. Erica saw this minor argument and remarked, "Even small missteps can threaten our progress." Reminding her of vigilance was necessary. The afternoon session focused on future protections. They drafted a healing agreement specifying clear boundaries, no physical conflict, and no public airing. Expressing grievances on social media required cooling off times during arguments and collaborative therapy sessions. Both signed, their hands quivering. The covenant acted as a legal and emotional contract, a route map if trust was tested. As the sun dipped low, it sent golden light through the trees. Counselor stated, "You've taken crucial initial steps in healing. You demonstrated courage today, despite the current situation." Erica and Mendeecees gave a faint nod. Neither embraced, but their stance sank less beneath the weight of grief, having faced the darkest chapter of their connection and emerged with a frail, hopeful thread connecting them. Cameras clicked one last time, recording their silhouettes against the flaming sunset. The retreat would soon hum with discussion of reconciliation footage. At that moment, the show felt secondary to two people seeking healing. Part 3 finished, with them strolling away from the bench together, feet crunching on gravel, hesitant travelers on a painful trek toward trust redemption, and potentially a rebuilt alliance. And so, the tale comes to a conclusion, at least for now. Ericamena and Mendeecees have confronted their darkest hour, from that frightening shove beneath the stage lights to the candid, tear-filled exchanges. Trust in the forest retreat was shattered. Reputations were on the line, and fans around the world watched with bated breath as two reality stars crawled back toward each other, step by painful step. Although Erica and Mendeecees' injuries have healed, their legal fights continue to simmer. Decide whether this fragile ceasefire can endure life's next test. We've seen apologies issued and limits drawn, private admissions broadcasted under the pretense of for the cameras and the immortal. When drama serves ratings, who pays for reality television? True price. Erica found her voice again, demanding honesty and safety from Mendeecees, addressed his anger and committed to change. Together they created a covenant, supposed to prevent against future treachery. But as they walked away from that oak-shaded bench, neither could tell if forgiveness would actually hold, or if the echoes of that terrible day would shatter them once more. Did the retreat repair old wounds, or just delay the next explosion? Erica and Mendeecees rebuild a friendship stronger than before, or is this reunion just a prelude to more heartbreak? We want to know your view. Drop a comment with your theory. If you believe in second chances, like this video and subscribe to the latest updates on reality TV's most stunning consequences.